G'day guys, what's cracking? 2Aussie here again. So I'm watching this silly crap. There's nothing much on tonight, but as you can see, I'm in a motel room. That's right, babies. We're back at Port Macquarie now. I had a little bit of a car issue, so I've had to come back, get it sorted. So I'm going to be stuck here for a few more days, but without a car. Anywho, I'll circle back to you with more about that later on. So this is the motel room. Give you a little bit of a squeeze. It's pretty much the same one as I got last time. It's in the same place. This thing, I'm just watching it for shits and giggles. I probably won't, it's the first episode, I probably won't watch it again. But after it's over, I gotta have a little manjari. It'll be dinner time. So folks, they give me a lot of beds here even though I'm on my own. You'll have to see it. Just give me a sec. Scusi. I'll just turn this crap down. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of dingbats on this one. There's even a dingbat's mother. Anywho, I'm going to grab what we're going to have for dinner tonight. And after this crap's over, I may not get to the end of it, we'll have a little manjari and a little bit of a chinwag. Stay tuned. So this is what we got, folks, from Aldi. Beef Stroganoff, high protein, energized. Now, it's one of these protein things again, 44.5 grams of protein. Do we love to see it? I don't even believe that. Anywho, beef stroganoff, 350 grams, 4-star health rating. That is good. Now, it's going to be microwave. Now, it isn't frozen, of course. $8.99 for this guy. There's all your instructions. Now, I won't have to read that to you guys. I'm sure you can read it. But we've got a microwave that I haven't used here before. And I'm going to whack it in, cook it up, and check out the beef stroganoff. Now, I've got to say, I do love a good strogo. Hopefully this will be decent. Let's just take this out, off, and you can have a bit of a squeeze of what it looks like. It looks like a hot mess, but it's got diced beef, mushroom, and creamy stroganoff sauce with spinach, a fettuccine. So, folks, let's whack it in the microwave and do what you got to do and give it a red hot crack. And away we go. Now, it's one of those microwaves where they have a little lid in there. Now, that's a good idea if you got something open, but this isn't going to be open, so we won't need that. We'll ditch that. Whack that in there. 3 minutes we got to give it. Actually, I might just give it a fraction more. Actually, you know what? It would help if I plugged it in and turned it on. Scuzzy. Okie dokie, now we're good to go. I'm going to give it an extra 30 seconds because I'm not guessing this is going to be a hardcore microwave. It won't hurt if it's a bit overheated. Start. Now this should have really expanded. That film is supposed to puff up, as you can see it has. Sizzling, so it should be hot enough. Guys, I'm going to take this out, let it stand for a minute, and then we'll tuck in. So let's open it up and check it out. It feels hot enough, I'll give it that much. Oh yeah. That's what it looks like, folks. Now, what I didn't take into consideration is because I'm in a motel room, I may not have utensils, which I don't. These are just some wooden spoon or a wooden spoon for the coffee. So that's what it looks like. That's your fettuccine, the beef. Can't say I've seen a mushroom yet, but I'm sure they're in there. So I reckon, without further ado, our baboos. Ooh, look at that husky piece. Maybe it does have 44.5 grams of protein. Let's tuck in. Rightio, so that's your stroganoff. Good to go. I've got to say, there are some nice chunky bits in there. I grabbed an extra spoon just in case I have too much trouble picking up the pasta. You know what I'm saying? That's already happening. Anyway, you know what? Let's have a husky hit of meat. do love to see it. On first bite, it's actually got a nice flavour. It is like a bit of a stroganoff type thing, of course. Tasting pretty good. So, my biggest problem is though, $8.99 for this guy. I'm not going to say tell them they're dreaming because there's more meat than there usually is in most of these things. So I have to say though, as far as the creaminess goes and the creamy mushroom, you can tell I've had a few. I've got old Johnny with me tonight instead of Ron. The creaminess and mushroominess, which you expect in an old Strogo, it ain't quite there. It's not quite on point, but it is still pretty decent. So far, I haven't come across one thing that actually looks like a mushroom. Maybe it's just very finely chopped up mushroom in the sauce. It is pretty good though. So sometimes you can be a little bit skeptical, and then when you open these things up and have a squiz, once they're cooked, the meat ratio to pasta is totally on point. I like it. It's actually probably more than you normally get, like I said earlier. Nice husky chunks of meat. This actually isn't too bad. And I can't believe how well I'm doing with a spoon. Oh yeah, baby. I grabbed that one just in case I had to do a bit of scoopage, but it's working out all right. Just shovel it in. It is very moorish. So as far as a fair dinkum stroganoff, it's not quite there, but it does have a good taste. I do like it. Very moorish. So folks, time to get down to the business end of things. $8.99 for this guy. We all know things, like I say, sometimes are going up and staying up. There is a lot of meat in it. Most of these things, even if they're expensive, they don't have a lot of meat and they're big chunks. And on top of that, it ain't fatty, it ain't gristly. It's pretty good pieces of meat. I can't stop singing the praises on the meat. Yeah, baby, look at that. Nice. And it's nice, easy to chew meat. It's not like really tough or anything like that. Because of the amount of meat that is in it compared to it's not more pasta than meat, I'm going to give it 4.25 stars out of 5 for taste. I quite like it. But like I said, if you're expecting a full-on proper stroganoff, this ain't the one. But it does taste good and it hits in a good way. And it's got a bit of that stroganoff flavour. So, for value, $8.99. I'll probably give it a 4 stars out of 5. And only because of all the meatiness. And having said that, let me say this. It could be a little bit more saucy and a little bit more juicy. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, I ain't complaining. It's a pretty decent feed and it hits the spot. That's what you want. So on a side note, folks, I'm, like I said, back in Port Macquarie. I had a little bit of a car issue when I was about to leave the other day. I was only staying for a couple of days. So I managed to leave it somewhere, get back, go home, get back again, and now we're doing the part where we get the fixing done. So I'm going to be here for a couple more days, but I ain't going to have a car. So I'm on foot and I'm not really close to stuff. But Aldi's down the road, I thought I'd grab that. And I ain't disappointed with that. Even though I said it's not a full-on Stroganoff taste, it really does hit the spot. It probably would be better if it was just creamier and more sauce. But apart from that, it's a pretty decent feed and it ain't dried out. That's the main thing. Folks, as you can see in the background, I brought Johnny with me and we're having a party. A party in a hotel. Not a party in my pants. Anywho, we left Ron at home and we're here with Johnny. So folks, that's our Johnny Walker with Coke. The food is superb really for what it is, and it ain't a frozen one. So it's all worked out beautifully. Guys, I'm a happy little chappy, even though I've got a lot of money to put out at the moment with hotels and cars and whatnot. You still gotta live life to the fullest. So folks, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, you can never be too Aussie. Hooroo and stay fresh. And if you see that one in Aldi and you're willing to pay the price, $8.99, if nothing else, you won't be disappointed with the taste. Bye-bye. I can't wait to scoff the rest of this. It ain't bad, I'm surprised.